So the sun's just come out, about 9:30. It is beautiful. So this is the point where we're just about to start heading up the hill. We're just going to turn left after this gate. That's a path there heading up the hill. That's where we're going. The path's heading alongside the gorge. Absolutely gorgeous here. We've had to take a layer off because it's so warm, but there's still quite a bite in the air because it's the 2nd of November, so it's starting to get autumnal. One of the most beautiful times of the year. There's a lot of scrambling on this track as well. Very easy scrambling if you're used to that kind of thing. But if you're used to a hill with paths, then you probably find it quite difficult. So that's where we're heading, up there.
Yep. So I wonder what kind of height would that be?
Quite a tricky bit here because the rocks look very slippy. So we're just going to try going in this direction instead. So we're back on the main track now, and it's just taking us up there to about 500 metres, and I think then there'll be a level bit, well, more or less level, till we reach the bit up to the ridge, another couple of 100 metres after that.
Yep. Really nice.
Glorious views already.
Yeah.
Lovely hot sunshine.
Yeah, we are gonna have a nice lunch break today.
Absolutely. Not a breath of wind.
Yes, it's true.
Lots of drops of water. Lovely.
It's one of these walks that you don't need to bring much water.
Yeah, you don't.
Always, you could just come with have a little bottle. And
Yeah. So it's 11 o'clock now, and we're just about 550 metres up. And I know from here it's going to level out quite a lot. We just had a bit of a steep climb, very nice, pleasant steep climb, still on a really, really good path. Glorious views here. The sunshine is just incredible today. It's so warm. November the 2nd, and it's one of the nicest days of the year so far. So that's the path, still very, very good, very nice, rocky, slightly boggy path. Really helpful, nice to walk on. And that's the direction we're heading in. So those two mountains over there are Beinn Bhuide to the left, and then Beinn Bhuide. That little peak behind there is Beinn Bhuide. That's Beinn Bhuide. I'm not sure how it's pronounced in the foreground. And then that's An Castile and Beinn Bhuide there. This one's Beinn Bhuide or Beinn Bhuide. And that one is Beinn. So that one's Beinn Bhuide, Beinn Lochy peeping up at the background, in the background there. And that one is Beinn Bhuide. And I'm getting all this information from an app called Peak Finder. Glorious day. So we've emerged and there's this enormous track cut into the mountain, and we actually passed a farmer, or a man, I don't know if he was a farmer, man in a car at the bottom of the hill, who advised us to go a few metres back, about 10 metres back, and then he said there's a really good track that will take you up to 2,000 feet. And we decided not to do it because we couldn't really see it on the map, and we just didn't want to end up losing our bearings and going the wrong way. But this is it. To be honest, it's a great ugly thing. I think it's much nicer to go up the river, but if you did want an easier walk, then this might be an option. It's the Scottish Hydro track, I think it's where the hydro works. But I do prefer the one that we took up the river. So I think that cairn marks where the other path continues. Also, this big track, the hydro track, wasn't actually on the map. It's obviously just been cut into this section quite recently. All the Arrochar Alps opening up. Lovely. After my accident, I think that was caused by me being a little bit careless. So the poles help me slow down when the terrain is quite flat or downhill, and they also are really good for helping pull yourself up the hill. I just use them all the time. Before, I only used to use them when I was going down a really steep incline, or if I was really going over tough terrain. But now I just use them all the time. They're fantastic.
Nice.
Lovely.
Feels quite remote, eh?
It's so remote here and so beautiful, and this here is the summit ridge,
yeah,
which we're about to ascend. Gorgeous blue skies. And yeah, this is, although it's not actually part of the Arrochar Alps, it's very close to the Arrochar Alps because they're just over there. So quiet. I
don't know why I assumed that it was like part of, you know.
I think it's just on the edge of the Arrochar Alps.
Yep.
That's Beinn Lochy. Absolutely glorious. So that's the final bit of ascent to that ridge and then slightly along to the summit. So that's the path that we're going to follow. And that will take us to the summit ridge. It looks like gold there. Don't know if the camera will pick it up, but it looks so lovely. Almost at the summit ridge now. I can just feel that summit wind blowing over. It's been quite a wee push for the last sort of 150 metres or 200 metres, but I'm absolutely loving every minute. The path is covered in the most beautiful stones, and there's views all round us. Beautiful day. So here we are approaching the summit ridge. There's a little cairn, not to tell us we're at the top, but just to tell us that we've got to the ridge. More spectacular views opening up on the other side. Wow, look at this. Whew.
Oh, wow.
Gorgeous.
Wow, beautiful.
Spectacular. That must be going out to Mull, maybe. I might be wrong, but I'm just wondering.
See like Beinn Bhuide over there in the
Oh
background.
yes, unmistakable.
Unless it's a cloud, you know. But
Yes, it looks like it because it's covered in clouds. Yep, that's definitely Ben Nevis. And that must be the Black Mountain, Sob Gower over to the right, I guess.
Like the grey quarries.
Maybe. It's hard to believe that there's going to be snow on the hills this weekend.
I know. Maybe next week everything is white.
Yes. That is the view in the other direction, with Beinn Bhuide there, and the Arrochar Alps. There's the summit in sight. Absolutely stunning. That is absolutely glorious. Yeah, it feels a little bit chilly. You can really see Beinn Bhuide clearly. Yeah. Well, some clouds have come in to spoil our view a little bit, but they're not spoiling it too much. It's still really lovely. So we're just on our way back down, and it really is a lot colder now and cloudier. It just shows you how much the weather can change in this area this time of year. But we've had such a lovely day, and we're actually going to take that ugly road back, that Scottish Hydro road back, because it'll get us back quicker. So we're just going to do that. Sunsets in about 2.5 hours, probably 2.25 hours sunset. We've got our head torches anyway. no idea what it is. So that is Beinn and Beinn Bhuide. And I'm not sure if it's attached to Beinn Lochy and Beinn as well. I'm not sure if those may be the ones to the left.
Oh, okay.
Could be. So you can see down to Loch Fyne in the distance there. After the dam, the path split into two, so one track's gone up the hill that way, and we're heading this way, which looks as if it's going to lead down soon, hopefully. We certainly seem to be getting closer to the loch anyway, to Loch Fyne, where the car's parked. So, quick change of plan. We noticed that one leg of that other track actually did head more directly down the mountain. So that's the one we're taking. That path heading down that way.
You know?
Yeah.
Oh. I think even though we could see it like really close, you know, from up there.
So we're just coming to the end of this track, which has turned from being a rather ugly hydro road into a really pleasant forest route. That's where we've come from. There's a stile at the end, a ladder stile, and we're just about back at the loch. And I've no idea what time it is because my phone went completely dead. 1 minute it was about 90%, 1 minute I had about 90% power, and the next thing it was completely dead. And my friend Fatima's phone has also lost, it's almost out of power. And that is just simply because the weather suddenly turned very cold near the top. And I think it affected the phone batteries. So that's a warning. When you walk in November, it can be a glorious day 1 minute and the next thing it can be freezing. We were fine, we had lots of clothing, lots of layers, but our phones needed a bit more warmth. Some big hydro scheme they're doing, I don't know what it is. Well, it's back to the car park at last, just after 4 o'clock. Didn't expect to end up walking through a quarry after that lovely forest walk, but they didn't seem to mind anyway. So we got back in one piece before dark. Just one last quite bizarre thing. This car park smells of coriander. It smells quite strongly of coriander. We noticed it this morning and we just got a big whiff of it as we walked back. There must be some local herb that smells like coriander, because coriander wouldn't grow in conditions this cold. One of the most fragrant car parks that I've ever been in.
It's not about like either, you know?